Hey guys, it's Nicholas here from upgradeTolife.com, and in this video we are going to talk about how to completely shift your identity and manifest your goals. So in my journey I realized that manifesting goals, realizing goals, achieving goals does not only have to do with the methods and the techniques or the affirmations or whatever you try to say. It really goes back and it really falls back to deeper internal shifts that take place, so that therefore your life changes. Okay, so I definitely want you to watch this video till the end. It will be a two-part video because it will be too long for just one video. So let's look at what we are going to talk about. So first of all, I want to share with you the reality creation process. I want to give you a complete guide. How does reality work in a simple way, so that you understand it, so that you can apply it very easily for you. And in the second video, we are going to talk about the main thing, which is how to shift your identity and manifest your goals. I'm going to give you a very extensive step-by-step process way or guide that you can implement, that you can follow, which is true. This is a timeless teaching, basically. This is an ever-present knowledge that you can apply for your life. And this is how those two modules of reality look like. So first of all, this is the reality creation process that I'm going to explain to you in this video right here. And then in the next video, we are going to look at step by step the manifestation process, okay, which many people don't really seem to understand or try to overcomplicate. And I want to make it very easy for you. So with that, I would say, let's just jump into this video and talk about the reality creation process. Now, obviously, we come to all of those teachings. First of all, many people, they come to the typical law of attraction realm, and then they discover this is not really, does not really resonate so much with me. Then they discover Neville, then they discover other teachers, but the main thing is we want to change something in our life. Basically, we are not really happy with what is showing up right now. We want to see changes, we want to see shifts, we want to experience something different, which means we want to have other manifestations. We want to have other results, other experiences in our life. Okay, so that is the goal, basically, on the right side. And then people ask themselves, when they get into self-help and all of this stuff, they ask themselves, okay, what can I do in order to influence the results? What can I do in order to achieve other results, basically? And the most obvious level is, and you will agree with me, actions. Okay, that is when you just do other actions, when you just do other things. Instead of you going to a job, you do a business. Or instead of you sitting on the couch all day, you do sport and go to the gym. Therefore, you will get other results. But oftentimes, this is not enough. This is not at all enough to do and to change, because that's really not a deep level. When you just focus on your actions, a lot of people fall back, they give up, they don't get the results they want because they quickly realize, wait a second, it's not only about my actions. There is also some internal stuff that maybe I need to change. And then they discover their emotions, and they realize that their emotions are connected to their actions. Meaning, when they feel good, when they feel empowered, when they feel happy, they approach things differently, which will get them different results. And I'm sure you will also agree with me on that, because that is also, until this point, it's very obvious and very easy to understand, in my opinion. And this is, I would say, where the typical law of attraction area also, or realm also, what they try to get you to do, which is change your emotions, right? Be happy, vibrate at a high level, and all of this fancy, crazy stuff. But oftentimes people then force themselves to be happy. They, for a short period of time, they get some results. They do things differently. They are happy. But that's really not how it's supposed to be. It's good to be happy, obviously. But when you force yourself to do that, and when you don't know what's really going on, then it's also easy to fall back. So let's look at one level deeper. What is behind actions? What is behind emotions? There you will find your thoughts, basically. Right? The thoughts that you entertain, the thoughts that you think, the thoughts that are coming to you, the thoughts that you identify with. Okay? And this is what you hear a lot of people out there tell you to do, which is change your thoughts. Your thoughts create your reality. It's all about thoughts and thoughts and thoughts. And I can't hear it any longer, because guys, please understand, yes, this is true. Definitely. I'm not saying this is completely wrong, but when you stop there and you don't go a little bit deeper, then it's still very easy to fall back into old patterns, old paradigms, and to not really get long-lasting, everlasting, and actually get the results that you want. Okay, so even though it's good to have good thoughts and to like keep watching your thoughts and entertaining good thoughts, that's good, yes, but it's not what this is all about. The reality creation process has nothing, doesn't stop here, basically. So the question is, okay, where do your thoughts come from? What is the source, basically, of your thoughts? And that is your beliefs, like the beliefs systems you have. Okay, you can have a belief system around money, for example, that money is easy to earn, you always have money and stuff like that, right? So your beliefs, the beliefs that you have about your life, the beliefs that you have in general. This is very important. You also hear a lot of people tell you, change your beliefs, right? And then you force yourself to do all of those affirmations and saying, I'm this, I'm that. But still, this oftentimes, I assume, and I experience that, doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel natural. And you sometimes fall back, or you want to stop doing that because it feels so exhausting, right? And that is where most people stop. That is like, most people actually, they stop, I would say, here. But when they go deeper and try to change their thoughts or change their beliefs even, they stop here. They don't go deeper. So now, when we look at life, when we try to really go back to the root, to the source of everything, then we discover, when we go really deep, right? And this is, I'm not going on too much detail in this video about this, but it's just essential for you to understand this in general. And that is that the source of everything, right, of your beliefs, your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, the outside world, you, everything, this whole universe, that is basically consciousness. Right? Other teachers would call this like energy, everything is energy. Physicists would call this like everything is in the quantum field and you are part of this quantum field. And Neville, which I relate most to, he called this consciousnness, right? Your true self, the source of everything. And in this infinite consciousness, you have those infinite potentials and realities that you, through this process that we're going to talk about here, can manifest, can realize, can achieve. Okay, but it does already exist, right? That is the very important realization that you need to make. So then the question is, okay, we have beliefs, we have consciousness. Is there maybe something in between consciousness and in beliefs that you can shift? And many people are not even aware about this. But the answer is yes, there is something that we can change, that we can shift. And that is your identity. That is your self-concept. That is your state of consciousness that you abide in, that you claim to be true for yourself. Okay? So this is what we want to focus on in general in our lives when we want to make real shifts happen. And in the next video, right, in the second part of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can shift that. Because first of all, we discovered that this is the deepest shift that we can make in our lives. But the question is, okay, how do we make this shift? And what is the step-by-step way to get different results? So how do we change this? What does unfold? What does happen for us to get different results? But for now, the discovery is that this is the source of everything, right? The state of consciousness, the self-concept, who we claim ourselves to be, because that determines our beliefs that we have on a continuous basis, that determines our thoughts, which determines our emotions, our actions, and therefore the results we get. So when you want to shift something in your life, when you want to manifest something else in your life, when you want to change the way you approach manifesting in general, right, then the first instant needs to be that you work, that you shift, that you change basically your self-concept, your state. And yes, I just need to breathe because that really is so profound. And I want you to get this because when you understand this is part one. And when you start to apply this, see that it works, test it, play with it, then you will really see that, oh, wait a second, like when I change who I am, my world reflects something back to me, because life is a mirror reflecting back who you are, not what you want, not what you try, not the methods you apply and stuff like that. All of the stuff you do in here, basically, like the methods and all of the stuff, that is basically there in order for you to shift you into your preferred state. But when you give all your power to the methods, to the techniques and this stuff, then you don't realize that it's not that what determines the manifestations and results. It is your state. It is your self-concept. It is your core identity. And Neville also discovered that, and that is what I want to share with you now in some quotes from him. So he said, a change of circumstances happens as a result of a change in your state of consciousness, right? So when you go back, just quickly, see, when we want to change the circumstances, right, the results, the manifestations, what happens in our life, then this first of all needs to take place in consciousness. You won't get different results in your life when not first of all there is a shift in your state of consciousness. That is not possible, because it goes from here to here. It's not that it goes from here to here, but you change first within and then you change without. Super important. Now, let's continue with the quotes. He said, change your conception of yourself and you will automatically change the world in which you live. Do not try to change people. They're only messengers telling you who you are. Revalue yourself and they will confirm the change. Okay, and don't get confused with the part like people are messengers or people will confirm the change. It just means that everything outside of you basically is mirroring back to you your internal state. People can't treat you badly basically on a continuous basis when you appreciate yourself, when you love yourself, when you have the identity of someone who is always appreciated, always worthy. Right? So that is what it comes down to. When you don't feel worthy within, it's very hard to start a business. It's very hard to raise your income in your job. It's very hard to approach a relationship or manifest that specific person or that friendship, whatever. When you don't, first of all, feel worthy, feel accepted, feel appreciated, feel wanted in your identity, in your state of consciousness. Okay? And the awesome thing is, as he says, change your conception of yourself and you will automatically change the world in which you live. Which is very true. Because when we look at the process again, like the beliefs and thoughts and emotions and actions, that will change very automatically when you abide and then habitate a new state, a new role, a new identity. So you change by changing consciousness. I mean, quite easy. And man's chief delusion is his conviction that there are other causes other than his own state of consciousness. Right? So the things, the results that you get in your life, they're not determined from the government or XYZ. Right? They're determined from your own state of consciousness. And many people, for a lot of people, this is a hard pill to swallow because they then realize, wait a second, everything depends on me. Everything is reflecting me. I am the cause of everything. The answer is yes. And when you're ready to swallow this pill, that's very good. That means you're ready to take ownership of your life, to take full responsibility of your life, and therefore start to master your life, and therefore to take your power back and actually get the results that you want in your life. Okay, but there is no other cause than this deepest stage possible, right? Your state of consciousness, your identity. So his concept of himself is the cause of all circumstances of his life. All changes must first come from within himself. And if he does not change on the outside, it is because he has not changed within. Okay, as within, so without. We claimed that the world was a manifestation of consciousness. Right? That is the general overall theme and understanding that we have to make. That this world, the source of everything is consciousness. Everything is manifested from this infinite potential, this infinite source, which is within you. That is like just the truth. And I will make a video on this too. Now, he continues and says that the individual's environment, circumstances, and conditions of life were only the outpicturing of a particular state of consciousness in which that individual abides. Okay, that is what we just covered in the video. Therefore, the individual sees whatever he is by virtue of the state of consciousness from which he views the world. Okay? The state of consciousness determines from which standpoint you view the world. Any attempt to change the outer world before you change the inner structure of his mind is to labor in vain. While it's painful, it's very, very painful when you try other actions, when you shift your maybe emotions and you feel good, but you still always fall back because this deep internal identity hasn't changed. And for many people, this is unconscious. And they're not even aware what is their self-concept, what is their identity, which states they are. But they see it when they look at their life, when they look at the bank account, when they look at their relationships. And they then see, oh, wait a sec, this is not what I like. But in order to change it, you can't only change your thoughts. You can't only change your emotions or actions. You need to change your state. Okay? So that's it for this video, basically. I hope you realized how important the self-concept, the identity part is, right? And you realize the reality creation process in a simple way explained step by step. And now in the next video, I recommend you watch this next. We are, like I said, talking about the real step-by-step process on how to change that identity and how to manifest your goals in a step-by-step way. So that is what we're going to cover in the next video. I recommend you watch this right now. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I really appreciate all of your comments. I appreciate all of your feedback, all of your support. If you have questions, leave them down in the comments. Also, if you're interested in learning more, I recommend you check out my free masterclass. You will also find that in the video description. And if you're interested in working with me, if you're interested in really making this internal shift for yourself, realizing your goals, and experiencing more empowerment, more fulfillment in your life, then I highly recommend you schedule a free 45-minute call with me personally, where I'm going to diagnose your situation and where we are going to find out if we are actually a good fit to work together. So with that, I conclude this video. Thank you very much, guys, and see you. Bye.